Hey guys, welcome to the 50 subscriber Q&A special. Sorry it took me so long to get this video out, but here it is. Before we begin, I would like to mention a few things. If you don't care about that sort of stuff, jump to this timestamp, but if you do care, stick around. Alright, so to the astute viewer of my channel, some of you may or may not have noticed some time ago that a couple of my videos went missing. I think it's about time that I gave you guys an explanation. To avoid putting fuel on a pile of embers, I won't mention the name of this person. Those of you who remember the name, I ask you to hold your tongue. Long story short, this former friend of mine and I had a falling out and things got ugly. They harassed not only me, but a good friend of mine for several days, so suffice to say I will not be collaborating or interacting with them ever again. Hence the video takedown. Their identity may be gone, but the memory of what they did will always remain, and as such I will use said memory as an example going forward. I also have a few projects in the works, an entire list, so to speak. A couple of art projects. I intend on designing my Sona, so that'll be fun. I've got a few collaboration projects planned. Permafrost series will hopefully be continued going forward. Really excited about that one. Got a couple of new series planned out. And I think that's about it. Enjoy the Q&A. The first question is from Nerro, who asks, can you make your characters in Gacha Life 2? I will teach you how to make them look decent. I think a while ago I probably would have considered this, but ever since I started practicing art, I think the answer to that question is going to be no. I do appreciate the offer though. Maybe I'll consider getting Gacha Life 2 later so I can, get like a quick reference guide. But everything changes so incredibly quickly in my head that it's probably just not worthwhile. Nothing is concrete until the project is like done. That's just how I roll. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to pass up on that. Thank you though. Next up, we have Solid Reforge, who asks, when will you do a late night on your channel with me? That's actually a pretty good question. I don't know. I guess it depends with like our current circumstances. It depends on like all the bricks just falling into place or the stars aligning, I suppose. We probably talked about this a while ago. I don't exactly remember it, but that does sound like a good idea. You know what? I'm going to put that at the calendar right now. All right, next up we have Galaxy, who asks, what or who is your greatest inspiration? That's actually a pretty great question, and I'm glad you asked. I don't have one singular greatest inspiration. I just sort of have a mixed bag of things that I like to draw inspiration from. Like there's a YouTuber out there by the name of Sash3, for example. She's a relatively small creator. I think last I checked she's about 1,100 subs or something like that. She just does casual gaming videos like every once in a while with like some simplistic editing. But despite that, they're actually quite enjoyable, or at the very least, I find them quite enjoyable. Probably because of how simple yet effective the editing is. Like, you don't need over-the-top editing with like all these fancy transitions, all these like fancy like visual displays, all that happy stuff. You don't need that sort of editing to like make a good video. I sort of knew that from the get-go, but Sash's videos kind of just like cemented that thought process in my brain. And now that I actually look back on it, I think that may have been like the starting point for my new current process when it comes to making videos. My thought process is I want the viewers to stick with the video because of me, not because of the editing, but because of me. Another thing that sort of inspires me is the idea of constant improvement. I want every video to be like better than the last. I want every video to feel like it's more refined and of a higher quality than the last video I make, which is kind of what I tried to do with the Permafrost series. I tried to make every video like just that little bit more enjoyable than the last one. And on top of that, I think another thing that inspires me is the idea of trying new things. I don't want to stick with just a small set of like edits, gimmicks, all that sort of stuff. I want to constantly like change, try new things. I don't want to stick with just what works. I want to be a little bit dynamic. I want to see if I can do something better. Next up, we have Kennie Ridgewell, who asks, why are you such a boy failure? I don't know, I was just born this way. Next up, we have Soul Screecher, aka Augustus, who asks, what games are you looking forward to? Off the top of my head, I can only think of Borderlands 4, but that's like a far off thing. But as of right now, I have like a dozen or so games just chilling out my Steam library, waiting to be played. I do have a couple video ideas for at least 2 of them, so hey, those will be fun. Alter Hunter asks, what is your favorite meme format? It's gotta be the animated Discord GIFs, easily. There's just so much there. Slash L asks, can you do the Mario? I don't know, do you want me to get sued by Nintendo? Bolillo asks, how would you kill yourself? Honestly, it depends on my mood. The default answer is Alterian-assisted suicide. Alter decided to fill in the last 2 questions. The first one is, how many years did you know Alter? You better get this right. He says with a picture of Gru holding a gun. The answer is, as of recording this video, 6 years and 2, 3, 4-ish months. The second question he asks is, in high school, what were you voted as? I was voted as the class clown for my senior year. Shocking, I know. Okay, I'll do another Q&A at 200 subscribers, assuming I reach there. Links and whatnot are in the description below. That's it. Okay, bye.